Hello and welcome back to my channel. Um, Thank you for coming. Thank you everybody who has subscribed to my channel or has been watching my videos. It is much appreciated. So today is a pre-Halloween video, if you couldn't tell. Um, So as some of you know, I, on my other channel, talk about Senegen's products and how I sell Senegen's products. And so today I am wearing some of those products. So I'm going to talk about those products just because um, I'm wearing them. So I'm just going to let you know what I'm wearing because I want to tell you about the look that I'm wearing. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why I went with this look, in case you want to have a look similar to this for your Halloween costume or getup. Now I wanted it to be a lot more detailed, but as I mentioned in my previous video, I'm feeling really sick, and like this arm still is not completely back to normal, so I have a limited range of motion, and there was a limited amount of things that I could do since I'm not feeling well and my hair is still like a little bit nasty. So I apologize for not looking super great. So this is like half my idea, and I'm not wearing the top that I had planned for this video, so I don't look as like I'm not as prepared as I wanted to be for this. So people who are really in the goth lifestyle are going to be like, what is she doing? This is not goth. But a big thing about the goth culture is taking things and DIYing it and making it your own style. And so when you're a baby vat and you're kind of starting into the culture, you're easing yourself into it, and it's kind of what you can find and what you can DIY. So I had this shirt, and this part is not goth at all, right? I had this black shirt, and the one that I really wanted to do that had lace that was really nice that you saw me in for the last video, I wanted to wear something like that, or I have some other dresses that might have been more appropriate or better, but either they weren't clean or I just couldn't find them in time. So I had to kind of go with this one. I do have my Tree of Life necklace, which I think is awesome. I had another necklace that I thought would have been awesome and more appropriate, but I couldn't find it. Again, I'm not feeling well. So again, this is a look. Now, this is something that I think is a really simple makeup look that I think that goth people would wear on a regular basis. So if you're trying to get this look for Halloween, just keep in mind that this is something that people would do on a daily basis, and this would be a look that would be 5 minutes for the rest of us. This would be something that would be a low-key day for goth people on a regular basis. They would do this look and beyond every single day. So give them a lot of credit for the time that it takes for them to get ready every day and the amount of effort that they put in to their look. It is a serious thing. And I think it's a really beautiful thing. I've always admired it. So anyway, I really couldn't put my outfit together. So please disregard my outfit. Like, I'm wearing a black top. I have a lot of black in my wardrobe, but that by no means makes me a goth person or like in a goth outfit today. So please just disregard that. I was going to wear something like more gothy to fit the theme, but it didn't work out. So please, goth people, do not attack me for not being gothy enough to pull off this look. I did try, but it kind of fell through. And although I have known a lot of people in the goth culture, I've never actually proclaimed to be in the goth culture or have or am proclaiming to be in the outfit today. But so I just wanted to present a look for people for Halloween if you do want to go with a look that's kind of like that. Okay, so anyway, so today what I did was I used my regular foundation that I do wear, but I put an extra layer of it on. It's Porcelain. It's the Makesense Advanced Anti-Aging Foundation. I put 2 layers of it on to make me look especially pale. I'm already pale, as you can see. but I added 2 layers on to make me look especially pale. So that was the first thing that I did. I put on no eye makeup because I have no eye makeup with me right now. If you know me, you know that I just have nothing really with me in stock right now because I'm just getting started onto the whole makeup thing. But I did have Blackberry with me, and I'm so excited. I've wanted this for so long, and I finally have it, and it feels like Christmas to me. I think there's a little bit of the dark side in me, so I've been so excited to do this, which is why I really wanted to be able to do this look, not just for Halloween, but for all the time, because to me, honestly, I would do this look every day or on a semi-regular basis. I think that scared my boyfriend a little bit, but I really like this look. So I would do this just on a Tuesday or in the spring or in the summer or just whenever the mood striked me. But if you're looking for like a Halloween look, if this is not your thing or you just don't find this pleasing or aesthetically pleasing to you, you know, like I do, or like people who are in the goth culture do, and you're just looking for a Halloween look, you could do this. And what I like about Lipsense is that this is not going to come off. See, it's not on my finger at all. Hey, not on my finger. It's not going to come off on anything else either. Let's see. Let's look at my makeup brush. Roll it around there. Nothing came off on my brush. The only thing you could see there is like it says like it's a number 3 HB Cosmetics. That's the only thing that you're going to see there is the logo on the brush. But I put my lips up here and there's nothing up there. So I love that. I love that it does not come off. This is going to last up to 18 hours. So you can make out with this on, you can go to your Halloween party, it's not going to come off, it's going to stay with you. You can eat, you can drink, you can do whatever it is, you know, if you're legal age. You can do whatever, and this isn't going to come off. So it's going to stay with you until you want to take it off, and then you can take it off. So it's a great look, and totally covering where you want it to cover if you put it on properly. And you look great. And I put some over here. Sorry, it looks backwards on my camera. And I put some over here to do like a little cross. You could do like teardrops, whatever you want. You could even use it as eyeliner if you want. If for those of you who have taken your eyebrows out, you could paint on your eyebrows with Blackberry. We also have some shadows. I know that there's a really dark shadow that sometimes people use for their eyebrows or they use for like liner. We have different liners. Like there are so many different products that you could do so many really cool things with. I know there's one that's like onyx. There's a new color called Wicked. If you mix Blackberry with a different gloss, it's like an electric blue. That is another really cool color that you could do for a really cool look also. That could be kind of like gothy, but not gothy, or if you want like a more punk look, you could also do that. But I just really liked this particular look because I haven't been able to rock this look, and I've wanted this particular shade for so long, and they just brought it back to the product line like permanently, and I'm so ecstatic, and I wanted it in my hands, and I just got it in my hands, and I feel like this is Christmas for me, and I wanted to do this look for so long. And in my teenage years, I never got to like wear this look. So for me, this is, you know, not just Halloween for me. This is just like something I would have done anyway. But for Halloween, I just thought it appeals to everybody, you know. So if you're not just into this look because this look, you know, is appealing to you on a regular basis, it might appeal to you for Halloween. So if you want it as a Halloween look, you could totally do it. And it doesn't have to be Blackberry. If you're not interested in Lipsense, you're not interested in these products, they do have other black lipsticks on the market that you could use, and maybe you just like this look, or it's a look that maybe you haven't thought about, or you thought, I'm too pale, or I'm not pale enough. I mean, it also looks really good on darker skinned people. There was a video that I watched recently, where there was this girl who was African American, and she was, you know, really sunshiny and bubbly and just, you know, never even thought about the lifestyle. And she actually dressed up as a goth for a week. And she had these like two little, like almost like Princess Leia buns on top of her head. Not quite Princess Leia buns, but like two little buns on top of her head. And she wore like a cape. And she was all happy, and like it wasn't her thing, but like she rocked it for like a week. And it was adorable. Like she just looked adorable, and she was so happy, and she had such like a positive attitude, and she was like, it wasn't my thing, but like it was interesting to like be somebody else for a while, and she had like this positive attitude. And the goth makeup like really looked good on her skin tone. So goth is not just about pasty white people. It's for other skin tones. It's for other races as well. It is not just a weird, depressed white people thing. The culture is actually quite interesting, which is another thing that I kind of wanted to talk about in this video. Not just like, hey, here's a cool, interesting Halloween look that you might want to consider, which is part of why I wanted to make this video. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about the goth culture, because although I may not be an active part of it, I have known some people who have been within it, and I have spent some time in different places. And this is the kind of thing, like when I was in high school and even outside of high school, I was the kind of person that was like a floater. I never really belonged to any particular group ever. I kind of floated around and had friends at different times that were in different groups, but I never quite belonged to any one group. And that gave me a unique perspective, because I had all of these different experiences where I got to hang out with all different types of people, and I got to appreciate and learn bits and pieces about different subcultures. And I got to appreciate people's differences and really respect people's differences. And the goth culture has always been really, really interesting to me. From the music, I've always really loved the music, even on its own, before I realized that it was associated with goth. I mean, I've always loved The Cure, Susie Sue, Bauhaus, and, you know, I had a friend when I was a teenager, into my early 20s. We kind of broke off in my really, really early 20s being friends, who exposed me to a lot of more recent things like V&V Nation, Cruciados, Wumpscut, Skinny Puppy, KMFDM, so on and so forth, different genres in the kind of more goth, you know, realm. So, and, you know, even beyond that, I mean, she exposed me to other things that wouldn't necessarily be considered goth music either. But, you know, she really expanded my horizons musically, period. But she was very in the goth scene in Philadelphia because she went to college there. And I learned a great deal, and I met a lot of people, and I actually went to Dracula's Ball in Philadelphia. And it was an amazing experience for me, and I met bands, and I met people, and I had this experience that I never would have had otherwise. And through talking with her and, you know, listening to her experiences, and listening to the music and seeing how she dressed, and then beyond that, getting the opportunity to meet other people who I became friends with after that, and even around that time, that, you know, she wasn't aware of with online, who were part of that culture, and sort of following people online and their journeys through YouTube and other places, who are part of the culture. I have a great deal of respect for people within the culture, because, you know, it's so much more than just the fashion or just the music, or just the history. Um, it's kind of all of those pieces together, and there's always so much to learn and so much to appreciate about it. And I love the fact that, you know, there's so much individualism within it, because, you know, you can love the music and you can love the fashion and you can love the history and the culture of it, and you can still be an individual. Or you can like some of the music but not all of the music, and some of the fashion but not all of the fashion, and you can be a complete individual with your own personal style and opinions, and um, you know, still love things that are completely outside of the culture, that are completely un-goth, and be, you know, that are completely normal, um, and, you know, you're an individual. And you know, there are people that have very strong opinions, and there are, you know, elitists, and there are people that are more lax, and, you know, there's just a lot of individualism, and I really respect that about the community, that everyone is allowed to be there, and there are different ends of the spectrum, and there are people that I watch on YouTube that are part of the community that are both, and it's just very interesting to see that within the community, and how the community kind of embraces both sides of that spectrum. If only all communities could be that way, right? Could have that, and it could be that way, and be able to still function. I think it's because it's such a tight-knit group that is so used to being ostracized, and realize that, you know, you know, you only have each other, right? Even if you have a difference of opinion, at the end of the day, you only have each other, right? If only all groups could be that wise, right? Not to say that there are not severe problems. Does every group not have severe problems, right? Not to say that they're the most wonderful group in the world, or that other groups are awful groups. I really highly respect and admire this particular group of people and this particular culture, and I think that they often get a very misunderstood rap. Um, they're often gawked at like they're from the zoo. They're not. Um, their makeup is usually, I think, akin to art. Mine is very poorly done, very simplistic, very infantile bad, I would call it. My look is very like, what the hell was she thinking? She's so not even trying. But due to my feeling so ill, I hope that I will get a little bit of a pass on it today. I think more my message was more my point today, um, than my actual overall look. Um, but basically, what I want to be able to say, is that they're a very great community, and I think that they get a really bad rap overall, and I think that there's so much more to them, and you know, I think that people look at them badly on the street, and they say bad things, and I feel really bad for that. I wish that would not happen, and I think in the future, you know, if you see someone out who's different than you know, if, you know, don't say anything if you don't have anything nice to say. And if you do have something nice that you want to say, don't be afraid to say it. You know, like if you like someone's look or you think it's cool, say, hey, I really like your look. I think they would probably really appreciate that, because I don't think they hear that often, you know, from somebody who is not part of their culture, you know, not part of their scene. Um, to say, like, you know, I really appreciate your look. I really appreciate your style. Because, you know, like, I remember, and this has nothing to do with the goth subculture, but this is just a memory of mine having to do with differences. I remember that it was Halloween. It was that same Halloween that I went to Dracula's ball, but we were getting ready for Dracula's ball, and that same night, as we were getting ready for Dracula's ball, we were also helping um, a friend of um, the the friend. Okay, a friend of a friend get ready for his party, and he was dressing in full drag, and he was going to be Mary Tyler Moore, but like a drag version of Mary Tyler Moore. And so he was doing full like drag queen makeup, and like he was going all out. I mean, like, stunning. And I had never seen anyone dress in drag like that. I mean, like, full drag queen, beautiful, stunning, amazing, decked out makeup before. And he was in front of me. Amazing color eyeshadow. Like, it looked professionally done in front of me. And he was like transforming. It was like seeing somebody go from being nude to being like dressed up like a beautiful, like, you know, like a peacock, just unfolding their feathers. And like, they were beautiful before, but like, it was just so vibrant with color, you know. And it just, like, I almost wanted to cry. He just looked so beautiful, and I was so stunned, and I had just never seen anything so beautiful in person in front of me before, such a transformation. And I was just in so awe, and I just thought he was so stunning, and I was just like staring, but it wasn't like a you know, a bad stare. It was just a, like, you're so beautiful stare. And he was just like, you know, looking at me like, you know, he got it, you know. He understood it wasn't like a disrespectful thing. It wasn't like a hate thing. It was an admiration thing, you know, like he got it. He understood. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't looking at him in a bad way, you know. And I had never seen anything like that in person. He understood me, and you know, that I didn't mean any harm or anything like that. And I was taken off guard, you know, completely. I didn't even realize what I was doing at the time, I don't think. You know, I was so green to the whole situation. And I just remember saying, like, I didn't even realize I was saying it out loud, you're beautiful. You know, like, just like that, like, you're beautiful. And he was like, oh, thank you, honey. That's great. I'm so glad. And he was like so touched, because he knew that I genuinely meant it. I meant it. Like, it was just straight from my heart. I thought he was like the most beautiful thing I had ever seen. Like, I was almost in tears. He was just breathtakingly beautiful to me. Even now, I feel like tears behind my eyes remembering that. He was breathtakingly beautiful to me. So if you see somebody on the street and they're wearing like goth outfit and you think they look cool or nice or great or whatever, you know, don't be afraid to go up to them and be like, you look awesome, or you look cool, or you look breathtakingly beautiful or stunning. Like, I know that sometimes I watch um, Toxic Tears videos, or I watch It's Black Friday's videos, and I am like, they look breathtakingly beautiful. And I wish that I could look that beautiful. I know that I probably never will, but, you know, you've got to work with what you've got to work with. And right now I've got to work with this. But, I'm slowly working on my makeup collection. And I won't be feeling sick forever and have like 2 seconds to get ready and whatever. But, you know, my point is just be nice to people. And even if it's not your thing, you know, if you don't have anything nice to say, you don't have to say anything. And if, you know, you do think they're cool, it's cool to say, you know, hey, you look good. Or, you know, nice outfit or whatever, you know, the case may be. You know, maybe you like their top or whatever, or you like their, you know, like if it's a dude, maybe you think his boots look, you know, nifty and just be like, cool boots or, you know, whatever. Or like I know that it's Black Friday. Her husband, he has like the most amazing outfits. He does his makeup awesomely. And his hair is cool. Like his whole look is very, very cool. Like he is just awesome as well. So if ever you like see him in her videos, excuse me, or you see him like out and about with her, he looks amazing as well and takes like such great care into his look as well. So I mean, like he also looks really, really great. And so I can just imagine, you know, just giving him compliments also. And so like for a dude going up to him just saying like, you know, your look looks really cool, like even if it's not your look, you know, because if you're the kind of person that you're just like, you know, you have a more athletic look, or you have a more like hip hop look, or you have a more like preppy look, or, you know, just whatever your particular style is, that's fine. That's you, and you should always be yourself. See, that's the kind of thing. Me, I don't have a definite style that's me. I can kind of do anything and be comfortable and feel comfortable. Like, I feel totally comfortable right now. I'm me. I don't feel like I'm playing anybody else. I don't feel like I'm being anybody else. I mean, I kind of wish I were wearing a better top, like I feel like I should be in something with like black and lace and like tighter. I kind of wish I had something that was like corseted or something. Like that's my only upset right now. But in terms of like makeup, I wish that it were more elaborate or something. But my point is that like I don't feel uncomfortable because like I went for this look. I don't feel uncomfortable in it. And like if I were in like a punk look, I wouldn't feel uncomfortable in that. That's the thing. Like I can wear different looks and not feel uncomfortable in them, or like, oh, this isn't me. Like I can do different things and not feel uncomfortable in them because I feel like there are different facets to my personality. There are different parts to me that fit well. I've always been kind of that person that just feels like there are so many different parts to my personality. There are so many different um, facets of me that I can feel comfortable anywhere. I can feel comfortable with artsy fartsy poety people. I can feel comfortable with people that are really intellectual. I can feel comfortable with people at a backyard barbecue. I can feel comfortable with people telling fart jokes. I can feel comfortable with people talking about anime. I can feel comfortable with family. I can feel comfortable watching football. I can feel comfortable just hanging out with friends. I can feel comfortable playing board games. I can feel comfortable playing video games. I can feel comfortable hanging out watching Wendy Williams. I can feel comfortable hanging out with friends from New York. I can feel comfortable hanging out with people from Wisconsin. I can feel comfortable in I can feel comfortable talking about makeup a little bit. I can, you know, even if like I'm uncomfortable, I'm not so uncomfortable. Like even in the only time that I'm really uncomfortable is when my anxiety kicks in, and even then I work through it. You gotta roll with life and be you. So I guess what I'm saying is goth people are people too. And I hope that this video helped you see that. And I hope that you appreciate yourself and being yourself, and that you realize that goth people are just people. And I hope that you have a fun, happy holiday on Halloween, and that Halloween is amazing for you. And some of us wish that we could have Halloween every day, because believe me, I do. And I think I'm scaring my boyfriend, because I'm like, someday when we have a house, would you be upset if we had like tons of black around our house? And he's like, black around our house? I'm like, yeah, like if our furniture was black. And he's like, because you don't like brown? And I'm like, but we could have black furniture. And I'm like, look, our bed is black. And he's like, our bed is black. And I'm like, and our dresser's black. And he's like, you picked those things out. And I'm like, yeah, I may have a little bit of a black fetish. And he's like, I'm starting to see that. So maybe there's a little bit of secret, maybe there's a little bit of secret October stuck in there somewhere. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy this channel and the videos that I've done so far, and you're excited for videos that I have coming up in the future, which there are going to be lots, and they're not always going to be with this background. I do have plans. I'm working on it, but because I've been so sick and I've been having a really hard time with it, I haven't been able to move things around. What I have to do is I have to finish cleaning. I have to move some boxes. I have to move 2 chairs. The old one has to be removed from our apartment, and then I have to move another chair into here. Once that's done, I already have the background set up. I can start moving things around, and then you will be able to see my background, which is sparkly and nice, and you will no longer see the closet and our bedding and my boyfriend's pillow. So I promise you that the next video that you see, the beginning of next week, will indeed be a nice background for you. And that video will be on a semi-heavy topic. But it's going to be a kind of cool topic though, because it's a topic that pertains to something that we all deal with on a daily basis, and I think is kind of important for everybody to talk about. And there's actually a really cool channel that I watch that's really inspired me to talk about this particular subject. So I think you'll really enjoy that video. So stay tuned on Monday for that video. Until then, see you guys. Bye.